for 1 second.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. I've just got a little bit of a video that I want to talk about being with these exposed heroes, and I've got two variations to show with two different ideas, and then a failure of trying to encompass that into a base. Now this was a re-hit base. We know it's a hound in the clan castle, the queen's in the centre there. We know there was Teslas on the outside. And the king was over the side here. Now, when you're looking at killing these heroes, what you're looking for is high value out of removing it with baby dragon and a few units to go with it. Then that way you can go and shove your heroes in totally different spots, and they can go and do an entirely different job, and it's going to make a really simple re-hit. These make bases where you can then mass hog, you can stink finger, you can do whatever you like, Chinese wall, all of these kinds of things. Now, what we're going to look at here, you can see the archer tower doesn't range right up the top. You can see the enemy king does, and that's it. We know there's no Teslas there. We're not sure if there's air traps. Therefore, two baby dragons are in the bags, and then that way, if one's used and it does the job, sweet. If not, we then use that second one. Now you can see there's actually something happens down the bottom here. First, archer first, then a wizard, 5 unit spaces, bang, that mortar's gone. Now, the idea is going to be is to draw the king out. So you can see here, that archer tower doesn't have range, but the king does. So he comes across and says, how you going? And you drop out the baby dragon. It is that simple. A second archer, that brings the king back into range. And then the third archer, that keeps the king there long enough. Now, there was 2 more archers in the bags. We could have kept the king there, had the baby dragon kill the king, but the idea was, with this particular raid, Jimmy Bob's going to be running in. We'll just pause it there. The idea was, for this raid here, Jimmy Bob was to come in and then go along, and the queen would come in and remove these point defences. And that is just that simple. And then stink finger on the side, and that was thank you mother for the rabbits. Now, it's worked really successfully with this raid. 13 unit spaces, the king's gone, and that means good old Jimmy Bob doesn't have to tank him. He doesn't have to smash it out and spend all of his health to get rid of it. So that's allowed those heroes to go in without using a golem tank. What I'll do is I'll pause and I'll get the next one. Okay, so the second variation here, you can see Fly versus Jon Snow. This is a re-hit in MLCW final week. It's an Aussie versus Aussie showdown. Now, as a re-hit, we know it's a hound in the clan castle. Queen's there, king's there. There is a Tesla farm down the bottom of this base. So the idea is to use a golem with the heroes down the bottom into a stink finger raid. So to get rid of this king is a little bit more awkward than what you would normally face with doing this strategy. You can see the archer towers encompass a fair bit of the room and that mortar as well. So you need to be a little bit more lenient with your spells. So a couple of looms we used at the start just to give context as to why. A wizard put down, a wizard put down. Now that's to make sure that the herd's done properly there. Now you can see that archer tower picks up that baby that barb at the start. So you need to trickle those barbs in just that little bit quicker. So you see now the 5th barbarian goes down. That's 15 unit spaces. That's not really a whole lot. Now the barb's dead. The king's not interested. He's going to turn around and go back into the base. You have to make that decision. Do you try and keep him there with an archer, or do you quite simply just allow him to walk off? An archer probably would have been a good idea, but the mortar would shoot that. No dramas. You only want him there for a second or two anyway. But the decision was made to leave him be. And you can see the baby chases him in there. There's only 2 archers towers shooting at him until the queen becomes involved, but that gets the king and allows the second phase of the raid to start. Okay, so we see here Fly versus Running Bear. Now, this is a third one I want to show. This was actually a fresh hit. Now, obviously, after the fact, we've gone, that was a bad choice in strat, but this is to show people what can be a bad choice in using this strategy. You can see the king very exposed up the top there. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 point defenses in the way. possibly other things causing grief. Now, the idea was to have two giants run in towards, one to be hit by the arch tower, one to be hit by the cannon, and then to use a baby dragon. Now, what's caused the problem while we do this raid is that right there, this is a fresh hit. You don't know where the Teslas are. And two Teslas have popped up and you've gone, oh shit, what do I do? Throw in another couple hogs. Out comes the baby dragon. That doesn't even target the king. So the king's wasn't close enough to start off with. And then an additional hog put down. So that's 35 unit spaces. The last two examples I've shown was 14 and 15. 35 unit spaces. And the king's only on 60% health. It wasn't going to happen. The choices were, do we throw out the king and the queen to go with it? Do we put the golem down? But we wanted to make sure we were getting this queen. And you can see with the spell selection there, 2 poisons. There was no skeleton spell. There was nothing really prepared for an alternative. 2 loons were dropped down the bottom. And you can see the idea of those 2 loons is to kill that mortar and then draw the air clan castle from that CC and create that funnel. Now, unfortunately, it's a hound in the clan castle. These are all things that are hindsight, after the fact raid planning. What would have been better with this base to do is to use the weakness of that clan castle, use it as a free draw, use 1 minion, go, okay, there's nothing in the clan castle. Then go hit the base. You just go ball busters at the base. And what would have happened is you would have put both your heroes up the top and you would have just hit straight into the enemy king. You'd end up losing Jimmy Bob. You'd get the 2 Teslas, maybe the archer and the cannon, and that would be it. But that would be such a great exchange for this particular base.
I had a dream, I was king. I woke up, still king. Snap kings, nibble is mine for the milk king. Till nobody else even fucking feels me.